Well, good morning and welcome back from Hawaii. This is the Master Matriarch Canines, and I am the Master Matriarch. And by the way, the name was actually given to me from a fellow dog trainer, Christoph Clugston, in case you haven't already heard about him. And these guys woke up with lots of energy this morning. It is 4:00 a.m. and I heard some whining and I was getting bumped and such, and indicating the guys needed to go outside to go potty. So I went ahead and I took them out, and here we are. As you can see, they're definitely awake. So real quick here, I'm sorry, there is dog hair, despite the fact that I vacuumed before I went to bed, but there's always dog hair going around in here. So, as you can see, once again, I have terrible overhead lighting. I want to touch on a couple of things. I have came across a new software editor and for these sorts of things, and I have to yet learn how to use it. But I'm hoping that my videos will start looking a lot better, more professional, and stuff more interesting to watch. But it's going to be a matter of me learning how to use the new software. So please bear with me, and hopefully we'll start looking a little better very soon in the future. The second thing I want to talk to you a little bit about this morning, just a really short thing, is that my dog Shay, he was looking pretty mangy, very rough, a lot of hair loss and such, and you may have seen this in some of my videos. And it appeared to be mange when you're looking at it, that's what it looked like. And I was very concerned because if you can see right there, all of my dogs have beautiful coats. They're healthy and extremely well cared for, as you can see there. Look at that. Now, the black dog there is Odie, and Shay used to look like that. Unfortunately, he started losing a lot of hair, and at first I thought it might have been an allergy, so I made sure that I bathed him, and I kept checking his fur, and it just didn't stop. And the next thing I know, he seemed kind of warm, but I thought it was just my imagination. I did not take his temperature, and he had this little odd smell about him. He always smelled kind of like pig poo, to be quite honest. And then, I noticed that he doesn't like to come out and play very often. It just seemed not really tired. He's got energy, but not like this. Not like this at all. So, he started losing a whole lot of fur. I made an appointment to see my vet, and she had a month-long waiting list at that time. This is why I didn't take him in immediately. And I've been with my vet for several years. And they know that I rescue a lot of dogs, and I just really care about them. And so very often I will get discounts that other people don't get. So anyway, I can call my vet, and I could just give them my first name, and they knew exactly who they're talking to. That's how type of relationship I have with my vet. Anyway, so I went ahead and I got to take Shay in after a very long wait, and as it turns out, folks, he had a hair follicle infection, and it was to the degree where it was actually causing him a fever. And his skin was red, it was flaky, and he just looked horrible. His fur felt terrible to the touch, and the nurse and I had a nice long conversation. He knows me on a first name basis, and I was bringing up the symptoms. Look at his fur; it has a greasy feel to it. It's rough. His skin is flaky, and I pointed out lots of the symptoms that I saw, and she had been biting himself because he was itching. He was just miserable. And anyway, they checked him out. Turns out that, like I said before, he had a hair follicle, not skin per se, but a hair follicle infection. It was not Mange. Let me heavily emphasize that, folks. He did not have mange. No, 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 no. See this beautiful boy here? This is the way that Shay normally looks. This is Odie. Beautiful black fur. And so, after we were looking at it a little closer, the doc just gave me some meds, and we're good to go. And it's only been 2 days now, and, Shay's feeling much, much better. He's starting to feel more like his old self. He's no longer digging at himself. His skin stopped flaking. It's no longer red. The bumps are gone. So it looks like he's well on his way to mend, and I've even seen a little bit of new fuzz that is starting to grow in. So anyway, if you were concerned about that, I appreciate it very, very much. If you are ever concerned about anything that you may see going on with my dogs, feel free to inquire about them. But please do not assume that I am ignorant of what's going on. Do not assume that my dogs are in any way being neglected. I need to let everybody know right now, my dogs are my first and foremost priority. They eat before I do. They go to the doctor before I do. They get treated for things before I do. I examine them every day to make sure they don't have some strange thing going on. I do all their dental care. I do all of their grooming. I take extremely good care of my dogs. I deal with their ears. I check them for all kinds of stuff to make sure they are okay. I train them to accept the weird handling that people sometimes do. For example, when we go to the vet, they understand that they must be still when they get that thermometer stuck up their butts. For example, they have learned to accept these things, and really, it's uncomfortable. I've also instructed my vets and such, and the nurses, to give them the cue word ready. And it lets the dogs understand that something is going to happen to them or with them, but it's a preparation word. Alright, thanks guys so much for watching. I just wanted to give you this quick update. Whoa, it's 7 minutes long, longer than what I expected, but hopefully everybody is at ease. As you will see here, my dogs are very, very energetic. They are extremely well cared for. My dogs are never allowed to live outside. They are always indoors with me. They sleep here in this room with me, often on my bed. They're happy guys, really. They're very, very happy dogs. And that is, they're cool in so many ways, and I love them beyond anything imaginable. And I am their first line of protection and defense. So if anything happens to them, or if somebody says something nasty about them, I unfortunately become very defensive, because I know what goes into those dogs. And so I'm kind of going down the wrong road here. Please forgive me. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks again so much for watching. Again, I'm Jean Pam, and I am the Master Matriarch. Thanks so much for tuning in with us today, and we'll see you next time here on Master Matriarch Canines.